In today's episode,
The Art of Proper Prompting. Make AI Work for You by Victor Odesnak.
All right, so are you ready to dive into AI,
I think so.
specifically large language models?
Sounds good.
You know, it feels like
Yeah.
AI is everywhere these days.
It really does.
Everyone is talking about it, but I
Mhm.
don't know if everyone really gets how to make AI work for them.
Right.
And that is
Right.
what your sources are all about this time.
It is.
It's all about how to really make these things sing.
Yeah, there's a real skill to it,
Totally.
to knowing how to talk to AI,
Yeah.
how to ask it the right questions,
Mm-hmm.
to get the information or output you need.
Yeah,
And
like you have this super powerful tool,
yeah,
but you don't have the instruction manual.
exactly.
And that's where this deep dive comes in, right?
Yeah.
We're going to be your guide to
Okay.
that instruction manual
Yeah.
based on the book that you shared with us
Awesome.
about prompting AI effectively.
Oh, excited.
Hey, you know, this author even says it's about getting AI to work for you,
I love that.
which I love.
Yeah.
Love that phrasing.
It is a great way to put it.
So
Yeah.
it's not about being intimidated by the technology. It's
About learning how
Yeah.
to make it do your bidding.
Yes.
Yes.
I'm already feeling more empowered.
Good.
We haven't even got started yet.
I know.
So the
It's
book
fair.
jumps right into this concept of generative AI.
Uh-huh.
What exactly does that mean? So I know it's not just about text, right?
It's definitely not.
Well-
Like, it goes way beyond just words.
Okay.
Think about it as AI that can create things
Okay.
like images, music,
Mhm.
even lines of code,
Wow.
like DALL-E,
Yeah.
which some of our listeners might have heard of.
Yeah, I've heard of that.
You can literally type in something crazy, like
Huh.
create a picture of a two-headed flamingo wearing sunglasses,
Okay.
and it will generate an image
Really?
that matches that description.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's both amazing
Right.
and terrifying at the same time.
Yeah.
Um,
It's powerful stuff.
so we've got these powerful tools that can create all sorts of things,
Uh-huh.
but the book really emphasizes that it all comes down to the prompts,
Yes.
to the questions we ask.
Right.
They even compare a good prompt to a compass.
Yeah, I thought that was such a clever analogy.
I know.
Yeah.
I love that.
A vague prompt is like setting off on a journey
Okay.
with a compass that's spinning wildly.
Right?
You might get lucky
Yeah.
and stumble upon what you're looking for,
Huh.
but chances are you'll end up lost
Yeah.
or with something totally different
Right.
than what you had in mind.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So how do we make sure our compass is pointed in the right direction?
So,
The book introduces this framework
okay.
that they call P.R.O.P.E.R.
P.R.O.P.E.R.
Purposeful, relevant, organized, precise, engaging, restrained.
Wow, that's a mouthful.
That's a mouthful.
Yeah.
Let's break that down a bit.
Okay, let's unpack it. I think when you unpack it,
Yeah.
each of those elements makes total sense.
Mm-hmm.
Purposeful is all about knowing what you want to achieve.
Okay.
What's the goal of your prompt?
Got it.
Are you looking for information? Are you trying to spark your own creativity
Yeah.
or something else entirely?
So before I even start typing,
Right.
I need to ask myself,
Yeah.
what am I actually trying to accomplish here?
Exactly.
I like that.
Yeah.
Then we have relevant,
Okay.
which seems pretty straightforward.
Right. It's about matching your prompt
Okay.
to what the AI is actually good at.
Yeah.
For instance,
Right.
AI is amazing at analyzing data,
Uh-huh.
summarizing information,
Mm-hmm.
even translating languages.
Right.
But it's not a crystal ball.
Yeah.
Asking it to predict the future
Right.
is probably going to lead to disappointment.
Yeah, I can see how that would be setting ourselves up for failure.
Exactly.
So we need to know our purpose,
Yes.
and we need to know the AI's strengths, organized and precise. I feel like those go hand in hand, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's about making sure our instructions are clear
Got it.
and easy for the AI to understand.
Okay.
We need to use specific language
Sure.
and structure our prompts logically
Uh-huh.
so the AI can follow along.
Okay.
That's where engaging comes in, though.
Okay.
We want to use language that will spark the AI's creative juices, so to speak,
Okay.
and encourage it to give us something interesting and useful.
So it's not just about being robotic in our language.
Right.
We can be a little more playful with it.
Within reason, yes.
Okay.
And that brings us to Restrained.
Okay.
This one might seem counterintuitive,
All right.
but it's about setting limits,
Okay.
giving the AI some boundaries to work within.
So instead of saying, hey, AI, write me a story,
Okay.
I might say, write me a 500-word mystery story
Exactly.
set in a futuristic city.
Perfect.
Okay.
You've given it a genre, a length constraint, and a setting.
Right.
This gives the AI a framework to work with and often leads to more creative results
Okay.
than just giving it free rein.
This is already making me rethink
Yeah.
how I approach asking questions.
It is.
Not just to AI, but in general.
Right.
This P.R.O.P.E.R thing is really useful.
I think so.
But the book doesn't stop there.
No.
They also talk about this idea of iterative prompting.
Okay.
What is that all about?
So it's kind of like a dance.
Okay.
A back and forth.
Okay.
You start with a broad question,
Uh-huh.
see what the AI comes back with,
Yeah.
and then refine your questions
Okay.
based on that response.
So it's not a one and done kind of thing.
Right.
You're constantly tweaking and refining as you go.
You got it.
Okay.
Let's say you're interested in, I don't know, renewable energy challenges.
Okay.
You might start with a general prompt like,
All right.
what are the biggest hurdles to widespread adoption
Okay.
of renewable energy sources?
Got it.
Then, depending on the AI's response,
Okay.
you can narrow your focus.
So maybe I follow up with something like, oh, okay, what are some specific technological breakthroughs
Exactly.
that could address those challenges?
You're building on your initial question,
Right.
getting more and more specific
Yeah.
until you've really honed in on the information you need.
Okay.
It's a process of discovery.
This is making me feel a lot more confident about using AI.
Good.
But there's one thing that still kind of worries me.
What's
Those AI hallucinations people talk about.
Oh, yeah. That's a term that gets thrown around a lot.
Yeah.
And it can be a bit misleading.
I
It's
reckon.
not like the AI seeing ghosts or anything.
Okay, good, because that would be way too spooky for me. What does it really mean?
So what it really means
Yeah.
is that the AI can sometimes generate information
Okay.
that isn't quite accurate
Uh-huh.
or that doesn't have a basis in reality.
Oh.
It might misinterpret data
Right.
or make connections
Okay.
that don't actually exist.
So it's like the AI is making things up.
In a way, yeah.
That's a little unsettling.
Yeah, it can be.
How do we avoid that?
Well, I think awareness is key.
Okay.
We need to understand that AI, as advanced as it is,
Yeah.
has limitations.
Right.
It's not a magic oracle
Okay.
that knows everything.
Right.
And that's why sticking to its strengths is so important.
Yeah.
Ask it to do things it excels at,
Uh-huh.
like analysis and summarization,
Okay.
rather than trying to get it to predict the future
Yeah.
or make subjective judgments.
Right.
You know,
Okay, I get
we
it.
have to play to its strengths.
Play to its strength.
Yeah.
Okay.
And don't be afraid to fact check it.
Okay.
Treat AI like a really smart research assistant,
All right.
but one who might embellish the truth sometimes.
Yeah.
Always double check anything critical
Uh-huh.
with reliable sources.
Got it. So a healthy dose of skepticism is always a good idea when working with AI.
Definitely.
Okay, the book also talks about
Yeah.
the importance of being super specific with our prompts.
It is key.
Almost like we're giving the AI a detailed recipe
I love that analogy.
to follow.
Yeah.
Like step 1, do this, step 2, do that.
It's the difference between telling someone,
Yeah.
make me a sandwich,
Right.
and giving them a list of ingredients, the type of bread, the way you want it cut.
Exactly.
You get the idea.
Yeah, I'm starting to see a theme here.
Good.
It seems like the more detailed and specific we are with AI,
Uh-huh.
the better the results we'll get.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, and it's not just about the what,
Yeah.
but the how.
Right.
Think about it like giving someone directions.
Okay.
Saying, go to the store is vague.
Very vague.
But saying, go 3 blocks north,
Right.
turn left at the bakery.
Uh-huh.
The store's on the right next to the flower shop.
Yes.
That's more likely to get them where they need to go.
Much better.
Now, I'm curious
Yeah.
about this idea of constraints
Okay.
actually boosting creativity.
Interesting.
At first glance, that seems kind of counterintuitive. Wouldn't more freedom lead to more creative output?
So it's one of those things that seems backwards.
Yeah.
But when you think about it, it makes sense.
Okay.
Imagine you're a musician.
Okay.
Sometimes having a very specific structure,
Mhm.
like a 12-bar blues progression,
Right.
can actually lead to more creative melodies and improvisations
Okay.
than just having a blank sheet of music.
So it's like having some boundaries to play within.
I like that.
Okay.
Yeah. Constraints can help us focus our creative energy
Right.
and come up with more unique solutions.
Got it.
And it's the same with AI.
So for instance, if I'm a writer,
Yeah.
instead of saying write a poem,
Okay.
I could say write a sonnet
Uh-huh.
about the feeling of hope in the face of climate change.
Perfect example.
Okay.
You've given the AI a specific form, a theme, even an emotion to work with,
I see.
it's a much richer prompt
Yeah.
than just a generic request.
I'm starting to get the hang of this.
Good.
It's like learning a new language.
It is?
The language of AI.
And I'm realizing I've been speaking it very poorly,
We all have.
but I'm catching on quickly.
You are.
And the more you practice,
Right.
the more fluent you'll become.
Exactly.
Okay, and here's another tip.
Okay.
Don't forget to bring your own knowledge to the table.
Yes.
What do you mean?
Well, think about it.
Okay.
The more you know about a topic,
Uh-huh.
the better questions you can ask, right? If you're a history buff, for example,
Okay.
you can ask the AI much more nuanced
Yeah.
and in-depth questions about a historical event
I see.
than someone who's just learning about it for the first time.
So it's like AI is this amazing tool,
It is.
but it's only as good as the person wielding it.
I agree.
We still need to bring our own expertise and curiosity to the table.
Absolutely.
You wouldn't ask a carpenter to build a house
Right.
without giving them any blueprints or guidance, would you?
No, you wouldn't.
It's the same with AI.
That's a great analogy.
Okay, now let's touch on...
Yeah. Another really interesting aspect of prompting,
Oh.
incorporating real-world assumptions
Uh-huh.
and constraints.
This is where things get really powerful.
Okay. I'm intrigued. What do you mean by that?
Let's say you're trying to solve a problem in your business.
Okay.
You wouldn't just ask the AI, how do I increase sales?
Right.
You'd give it context, your budget, your target audience,
Uh,
any limitations you're facing.
so it's like saying, hey, AI, pretend you're a marketing manager
Exactly.
with a limited budget and a team of 3 people.
Yes.
How would you approach this problem?
You're giving it those real-world parameters.
Right.
You're helping the AI generate solutions that are actually feasible
I see.
and relevant to your situation.
I'm starting to see how this could be applied to so many different areas of life,
Oh.
from personal projects to work challenges.
Uh-huh.
But honestly, I think what excites me most is the potential for learning.
Me too. AI can be such a powerful tool for learning, even if you're starting from scratch.
Okay.
It's like having access to a library of infinite knowledge.
Wow.
And with the right prompting skills,
Yeah.
you can unlock that knowledge in a way that's personalized and meaningful.
It's almost like having a personal tutor,
Right.
except this tutor is available 24/7
Exactly.
and can answer any question you throw at it.
It's pretty mind-blowing when you think about it.
It really is.
And it really democratizes access to information.
Yeah.
No matter your background or your level of expertise,
Mm-hmm.
you can use AI to learn and grow.
This has been a real eye-opener.
Good. I'm glad.
I feel like I've gone from feeling intimidated by AI
Right?
to feeling like I'm starting to understand its potential.
That's great.
But let's be honest, I still have a lot to learn.
We all do.
Yeah.
It's a constantly evolving field.
Yeah.
But that's part of what makes it so exciting.
Before we move on,
Yeah.
let's take a moment to recap
Okay.
what we've learned so far
Good idea.
about prompting AI like a pro. We've covered a lot of ground. So we talked about how important it is to be specific with our prompt, to treat AI like a compass that
Yeah.
needs clear directions.
Exactly.
We also learned about the P.R.O.P.E.R framework.
Mm-hmm.
Purposeful, relevant, organized, precise, engaging, restrained.
Right.
And of course, we can't forget
Yeah.
about those AI hallucinations.
That's hallucination.
And the importance
Yeah.
of double-checking information.
Absolutely.
We've also talked about
Yeah.
the power of iterative prompting,
That back and forth.
that back and forth dance,
Yeah.
of refining our questions as we learn more,
Yeah.
and how bringing our own knowledge
Yeah.
and real-world constraints
Yeah.
to the table can lead to even more insightful results.
Absolutely.
It's been quite a journey so far.
It really has.
But you know, something we keep circling back to
Yeah.
is the importance of our own knowledge
Uh-huh.
when it comes to prompting AI effectively.
It's so
Like
important.
the book really hammers home that point.
It is fundamental.
Yeah.
Think of it like this.
Okay.
Imagine you're a doctor
Okay.
trying to diagnose a patient.
Yeah.
Your years of medical training
Yeah.
allow you to ask very targeted questions
Uh-huh.
that zero in on the problem.
Right.
Someone without that expertise
Yeah.
might just ask,
Yeah.
so what's wrong with me?
Right.
And get a very general response.
It's like the difference between asking,
Right.
tell me about the stock market,
Yeah.
and how has the recent rise in interest rates
Exactly.
impacted tech stocks,
Yes.
specifically those involved in renewable energy.
That's a great example.
Yeah. The more we know about a subject,
Yeah.
the more sophisticated and insightful
Right.
our questions become.
Exactly.
And that, in turn,
Yeah.
leads to richer, more valuable information from the AI.
Absolutely.
So it's not just about mastering the technicalities of prompting.
Right.
It's also about being a lifelong learner.
Yes.
Constantly expanding our knowledge base.
I love that. It's a beautiful synergy.
It is.
The more we learn,
Yeah.
the more effectively we can leverage AI.
Right.
And the more we use AI,
Yeah.
the more we're exposed to new information and ideas, fueling our curiosity to learn even more.
Now that makes me think about all the different ways people can use AI in their lives.
No?
I mean, we've been focusing on information gathering and problem solving.
Yeah.
But what about creativity?
Oh, the creative possibilities are endless.
Yeah.
Whether you're a musician, a writer, a painter, or even a chef.
Wow.
AI can be an incredible tool for sparking new ideas.
Right.
And pushing the boundaries of what's possible.
You know, earlier you compared learning to prompt AI to
Yeah.
learning a new language.
I did.
And I'm starting to think it's more than just an analogy. It's
Right.
literally like opening up a whole new world of communication.
I love that.
Not just with machines,
Right.
but with ourselves
Right.
and our own creative potential.
It's about expanding the horizons of what's possible,
Totally.
both in terms of what we can create
Yeah.
and what we can understand.
This has been such an inspiring deep dive.
It has.
I came into this feeling a little overwhelmed by AI, to be honest.
I understand.
But now I feel like I'm equipped with a whole new set of tools.
Good.
And a new perspective.
I'm glad to hear that.
Before we wrap up,
No.
I want to leave our listener with one final thought.
Okay.
The book asks a question that really stuck with me.
Right.
Now that you know how to prompt AI effectively,
Yeah.
what will you create?
That's a powerful question.
It is.
What problems will you solve? What stories will you tell?
Right.
What knowledge will you unlock?
The possibilities truly are endless.
They are.
And who knows, maybe someday we'll be doing a deep dive
I hope so.
on something amazing that you, our listener, created.
That would be awesome.
Using the power of AI.
I can't wait to see what the future holds.
Thanks for joining us on this incredible journey.
It's been a pleasure.
And remember,
Yeah.
the best way to learn is to start asking questions.
You've listened to our latest episode of Right Here, Right Now,